This classic brick arts and crafts style building was constructed to the specifications of architect William Price in 1914. The grandness of the Baker Street station makes it the jewel of the south side of downtown Fort Wayne.
Not what you expect a train station to look like, not today. You know, at the time it was built, though, of course, there was, you know, the incredible train station in New York City, and there was, you know, numbers in Chicago and other great, you know, towns across the country. And Fort Wayne was really one of the centers for the Pennsylvania Railroad at that time, so it would make sense that we would have one of the very nice stations. The trains were still being made here. They were still being serviced here. A number of people in Fort Wayne were making their entire living off of the Pennsylvania Railroad.
It always smelled of cinders and smoke and excitement and travel, of course. And then, as I grew older and went on dates and wanted to have a Coke or something before going home or a cup of coffee, there was a lunch counter to the left as one walked into the station. And that was one of the few places open at night where you could go have a cup of coffee. And that's the Baker Street station. Full of memories. You walk in, about halfway back there was kind of a bulletin board that would tell us train 426 to Washington was 30 minutes late. I don't ever remember any of them coming in ahead of time. And the train to Pittsburgh, 25 minutes late. So that's how we knew it. The ticket window's over on the right. Walk back through that long corridor and up the hill and up the steps.
And it was a tremendous hub during World War II. So many soldiers left and came home on the trains, and they had as many as 3,000 soldiers a day go through this railroad station. And the other significance is that it's got lots of significance with a lot of the presidents came here and spoke. All of the presidents from Harding through Eisenhower came and made whistle stops here, and people would gather, get out of school, come and listen to the president for a few minutes speak in terms on the platform.
You never went in there, whether it was day or night, that there wasn't people lined up in there, either waiting for somebody to come in or waiting to find out when the next train's going out so they can get their ticket. They've got their briefcases and their suitcases and people hugging and kissing and doing the whole routine as they're going farewell and all that, and it was fabulous.
There was a time when the train station had been abandoned. Sitting empty, it deteriorated. The plaster had fallen off the walls, and there was extensive vandalism throughout the entire building.
We're in this building because we like the old Baker Street train station. It certainly had all kinds of historic significance and architectural significance, and we saw the opportunity to purchase and develop this train station and save it from demolition. Our intent, very clearly, is put it back just the way it was. We're going to recreate the light fixtures just exactly the way they were. We're going to clean all the brick that was damaged. We're going to put back the plaster just the way it was. We're going to put the colors back in terms of the original colors of the plaster. We've got records of what those colors were. We may enhance them or alter them a little bit, but the intent is to put it back just the way it was.
It's an interesting building just because it's only the most visible part of an incredible construction project that Pennsy did of building its track elevation clear across the south side of downtown Fort Wayne. This was a project that entailed buying up tens of, if not hundreds, of houses that had been built in this area in the late 19th century in order to take them down and replace them with this huge track elevation, which at the time must have been just an incredible project, just in terms of the sheer amount of earth that had to be brought in and placed there to raise the tracks 16 feet above grade. It's hard for us nowadays to realize that depots really were, in their time, the gateway to the city, because the only way that you traveled any great distance from place to place was on the railroad. And so the railroad station was very much the front door of the city. And this is why building fancy depots was something that the local Chamber of Commerce attached so much importance to, because it really was the first impression people had of a city, to see this this major concourse space. Even if you didn't see anything else of a town, as you passed through, you saw the depot and the immediate area around it. In the case of the Pennsy station, the railroad saw to it that the grounds were nicely landscaped. There was an open area to the east of it that was developed just as a park.
But a special recollection for me is my mom brought me down here to see Santa Claus when I was a little boy. And I can remember holding her hand and being petrified of this big station. And I don't ever remember seeing Santa Claus because there were so many people there. But I remember the excitement, and I remember how big this place appeared. And today it doesn't seem that big. Still looking for Santa Claus. I still love to come in this building.
Saved from demolition and scheduled for a concourse rehabilitation, the building will soon be taken back to the grandeur that was imagined in the eyes of the designers over 80 years ago. With its classic design, strong foundation, and functional style, the Baker Street Station has survived the test of time.